Okay, guys, how you doing? This is Crypto Rican Queen, bringing you the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas, and I'm here waiting for my guest, Iceman, that is going to explain everything that we need to know about the project Superstake. Okay, so he will be here momentarily. And so once he's here, how you doing, everybody? And please share the live. We will, hey, Crazy Cat. I will then, how you say, um, you know, turn the camera the other way. And Steve, I thought you were gonna give him the link. He said that you didn't have the link, so I had to. I was waiting here. Anyway, I am live right now. Thank you so much, Crypto Basics. So I'm waiting for Iceman. Should be here soon. Okay. And so basically, we're going to be focusing on DeFi, which is a decentralized financial system. And this is the place where you can actually access some tokens that are not easy to access in the centralized exchanges like Coinbase. Those places, yeah, man, no, you did it. It's okay. So that place, centralized exchanges have good things, but decentralized exchanges, how you doing, Chicken Bits? How you doing? Have the problem that a lot of the exchanges, the centralized exchanges, don't have certain coins, certain new coins, right? Small cap that we call them. And so because of that, thank you so much, Chicken Bits. Hey, good, good. I've been not feeling that great, but I'm here waiting for my guest so that we can talk about DeFi. Who is here in DeFi? And here he is. Hey, how you doing, Iceman? Welcome.
Good, good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. And let me just turn this around because I thought, Crypto Basis was gonna give you the info. And anyway, sorry for the.
Oh, no problem.
But we are live, and we're live in Facebook and TikTok and in YouTube. Okay.
I think Kyle's I sent the link to him too. He should
Oh,
show up
here he
too.
is. And
There we
there's
go.
Kyle. And
Hi.
let me change this. Do I go like that? Let's do it like that, so we'll look the same. So, can you guys talk a little bit about yourselves first before we go and talk about the project Superstake? Who, Iceman first. Who are you? What is your background? How did you get into DeFi? Can we start there?
Sure. Yeah. I've been in DeFi like 3.5 years, little over 3 years, close to 3.5. I've been in crypto overall since 2018. Started off trading Bitcoin, Ethereum. But I've been in Hex since March of 2021, so almost 2 years, or 2 years this month. Yeah.
Can you tell a little bit people that don't know what is Hex? What does Hex do? Why it's important to for the
Well,
crypto?
I mean, Hex is really it's true DeFi. It's no middleman. It's just interaction between you and the contract. There's no counterparty risk. So like you have all these exchanges, Celsius, all these other ones that went down, like lost everybody's money. It was all off chain. This is, Hex is all on chain. It's just interaction between you and the contract. There's no human interaction. And that's what happens in crypto when people get screwed over and they lose all their money. It's because of the human interaction. It's not true DeFi.
What got you from? I imagine you started with the centralized exchanges, right? Or did you
Oh
start
yeah. No, I did. Yeah, I did.
What got you from centralized exchanges? The majority of the people that are in my audience there, I talk a lot about centralized exchanges, and I'm trying to give them
Yeah.
why should they get into DeFi? What is better in DeFi than CeFi?
Well, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I saw this token that was going up, you know, over 100x, 150x. I saw it on a YouTube stream. Another influencer was talking about it. We started talking about this guy named Richard Hart that was, basically like just doing all kinds of crazy stuff sometimes. And it was a Hex. He was talking about Hex. And so, I mean, yeah, he told me how much had gone up, and what period of time, and that it was basically like doubling in price every so many days. And I just bought in. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Was there something specifically that besides that, anything else, any other experience that you had in CFI that got you into DeFi? That you said, that's it, I'm done.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, there were some times I would log into like MEXC or something, and some of my tokens would be missing.
What?
It's yeah, like they were gone, like, or the amount that I had was less than what I should have had, and just crazy stuff like that from time to time, because they just store all your tokens off chain, like on a ledger, or it's like an order book, it's not on chain. And so I mean, I just got tired of that happening too. That happened to me probably like 3 or 4 times. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's scary. What
Yeah.
about you, Carl? Tell us a little bit. Thank you so much, Iceman, for that. And just how did you got into the space? And you know, you're muted. You're muted, Kyle. Just unmute yourself.
There we go. All right.
There
So
you go.
yeah, I originally got in 2013. Actually, I was I was much younger then, obviously, and I was just trying to find a way to kind of make my money work for you. You always hear that from guys above, how you gotta make your money work for you, earn passive income. So then after searching, I came across Bitcoin, and right away I just fell in love. There's everything's on chain. You get to see where all the money goes, everything like that. So I tried buying Bitcoin. I couldn't figure it out. So then I bought Dogecoin instead. And unfortunately, my house had a flood about 3 years later, 4 years later, and I lost my passphrase and my key. So
Oh my God, that sucks, man.
yeah,
Wow.
but I'm still hoping. I got the hard drive, so I'm still hoping. But outside of that, as far as DeFi goes, I got into that so back in the day, there was Binance, and it was just strictly Binance. Then they went to Binance.us. Now, when they made that merge, it became very hard to get your funds off of Binance. Like, they were making the requests alone were just idiotic for a lot of people. And I'm talking people with millions on it. And that made me want to basically go into DeFi because you have full control. Centralized finances and exchanges, they have the benefit of they're easier to get into. But if you're willing just to take that extra, couple steps to kind of protect yourself and make sure that you're doing everything correctly, DeFi, I think, is the way to go, because you're in complete control of your finances, complete control. You don't have to worry about any exchange going down, any websites going down, anything along those lines. And as long as you invest safely and just do your own research, you'll have a much better time with it, I think, and a lot less worries.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So, how do you guys got into the, how did the creation process with the project Superstake happen? I mean, what made you go this specific route?
Again, it's really when Hex came along, just seeing how it performed. Because again, with Hex, there's nobody controlling anything really. Once the contract's out there and you see it works, and it's really the first contract to allow trustless yield. So you have to stake your coins, of course, but it's all within the contract. So once we saw that and we started talking, reflection tokens, they have a spot in in DeFi and in the crypto space in general. So basically, we knew that Hex was going to be the one that we wanted to use for our new project and our new concept. And that's basically how it came about. Me and Iceman, we kind of knew each other through the community, and then we just started putting a team together one by one, finding the developer first, of course, and then the marketer, promoter, website dev, and yeah. And then it all came together from there. I will say this. I want to give a shout out to a gentleman named Coin Knight, who actually put most of the ideas together. I'm more of the, I guess you'd say, ambassador, me and Iceman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, before this project, did you guys participate in any other projects? So this is like your entrance into the, more into the crypto DeFi, creative process?
So I was actually part of, I was a co-founder on another project called Internet Money. And this is actually, it's the first tokenized wallet. So it has, right now it's currently in beta. I don't work with that team anymore. Basically, I came on to consult with them. And then this is where I went on to Superstake to make that kind of more my project and whatnot. Me, Iceman, everyone's. But yeah, it was a tokenized wallet. Basically, instead of the fees going to one person, central entity, it gets spread out to all holders. So yeah, there's a lot of, the fees, if you really look at how much MetaMask or Trust Wallet does in 1 year, it's bad. Even in one day, there's days where they do $1 million in fees alone.
Yeah. Every time you move a coin from one place to another, fee.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a fee. Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. I have a question because, like I said, I focus a lot in CeFi, but I've been doing, I've been getting my feet wet in DeFi, and I've been rug pull and all this crazy stuff. But I heard that MetaMask is, first of all, is owned by some kind of big entity, and that they're tracking our moves using the extension. Can you guys comment on that? Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, so that's I forget the name of the company. I thought it was a company in China, but I don't want to speculate on that. Basically, that's the EVM. Iceman, you're kind of good with this stuff a little bit more than I am. I don't remember the exact name of the EVM, but basically it's the one that as soon as you start a MetaMask account and you start trading through whoever,
you have to change your RPC settings if you want to keep them from tracking you. The RPC settings in MetaMask wallet. Yeah. Okay. I can send you another link for it's called Eden Rocket. That's who I use, and it's not tracked or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, definitely, because again, the point of being in DeFi is supposed to be to have more freedom and not deal with the same things that CeFi is doing, because I know Coinbase tracks people and gives information to the government and all kinds of stuff. I imagine that MetaMask is doing it mostly for advertisement and money or whatever they want to do, but it's still not. I imagine it's not part of the ethical, space in DeFi, right? Because I meant if people
invasion of privacy, it's invasion of your privacy. Yeah.
Exactly.
The entire philosophy really behind crypto. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, just because they just buy coins and being in CeFi or DeFi, they don't know they're not really in the space like us, like full time. They don't know that certain issues that, because I criticize everybody. If it's bad, I don't care if it's CeFi or DeFi, I will say, hey, that's not good, right? That's not good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. No, we need more people like that.
You're part in the Superstake. What is it that you are? What do you do in the whole project?
Are you talking to Kyle or me? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
To you, Iceman. To you.
Oh, well, I'm basically I helped to promote it. I I met Kyle, um, and like I said, we started putting together a team. Luckily, I'd met Coin Knight from a Telegram group on another token project that I bought, and I exchanged message with him a few times, and I could just tell just the way he the things he typed, the things he said. I was like, this dude's really smart, a lot smarter than me, because he knows a lot of the things that I mean, he just knew so much about tokens and tokenomics and crypto. And when I met Kyle and we decided to form the team for Superstake, I was like, we need to get Coin Knight on here. This dude, I mean, he's the most knowledgeable person I think I've met in the space. And so we bought Coin Knight in. We started adding other people. The dev, the one that writes the code for us, Riley, I met him probably 16 months ago in a Telegram group that was it basically they had devs of different projects in there and they were teaching you about crypto and you could ask them questions and things like that. And I was like, well, this guy's really smart. I'm going to ask him if he'll help us with our token. And I mean, to be honest with you, we just got really fortunate. I was fortunate that I met Kyle at the right time, and then that I'd met Coin Knight, and that we had the contact with Riley because bringing these three guys together and the other guys on the team too. But Kyle has been involved with, like he said, Internet Money, which is a big project in the space. He has a lot of experience. Coin Knight has all the he did the tokenomics for Superstake, and then Riley, our coder, he's a genius. I mean, the guy's just, I mean, all these guys are just really smart, smarter than me, and we're
No.
just all fortunate that we all came together at the same time. Yeah.
Wow.
I
Wow.
got it. I just want to answer that for Iceman real quick. I'd say relationship manager. This guy, he's just always in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people, vetting them correctly. So I think that's his best.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So can you go a little bit more into your project now? And I know we use a lot of I try to not we use a lot of technical terms, EVM. A lot of people don't know what that is. Just
No, keep it
if
real
you were
simple.
talking to somebody that doesn't know anything about crypto, how would you explain your project like in the simplest term, without the language and stuff?
So let's real quick. I'll start with what Hex is, because that's all ties into it. So again, in its simplest form, Hex is just a cryptocurrency that earns you yield by locking away your tokens, and it's determined by how long and how much you were to lock up of those tokens. Okay. So, and when you lock them, there is a penalty if you try to unlock them early. So that's where you earn yield. Now, and for the more technical, the yield does come from yearly inflation that comes onto the total. But outside of that, so what our token is basically a reflection token that earns you Hex and it yields you Hex. Now, because of Hex's staking mechanic, what we did is we added staking to ours, but it's just going to be one big pool. Now, this pool, it's going to stake Hex directly through its contract, so completely autonomously, every 60 days. Now, with that, we're only going to release 1% of the value inside of that wallet that's staking every 60 days to all holders of Superstake. So that alone means that there's always value there. No matter what, even if the coin were to go to zero, just by holding it, you're earning that part of that 1%, depending on how much you hold. So no other crypto that I know of can really say that there's going to be value there, not only tomorrow, but next week, next month, 1 year from now. So the other aspect is that we have daily reflections, daily yield. And this is, the normal way that crypto projects will do this is through either a tax or they'll do it through time locking your tokens, as just like Hex does. Now, the way we found to do it, and this is also a first in the space, is through inflation and deflation of the total supply. Now, when you, to keep this simple, basically when you buy our token, we mint 7.5%, mint inflate 7.5% of the amount that you bought. Okay. So if you buy 100 tokens, we're going to create basically 7.5 are going to get created throughout the total supply. And then it's immediately going to be sold for Hex. And then it's going to be split two ways. One way is 5% that's going to be spread throughout all the holders. And then 2.5% is going to go into that staking pool that I talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. So that's what's going to continue to grow the staking pool over time, over, months, years, maybe decades. You never know. But that's what it is in its simplest form. So daily reflections and then the 60-day reflection as well.
Oh, wow. So how is the staking mechanism that you guys using different than other projects out there? Anything that you know, right?
Well, it's completely autonomous autonomous. So everything's done through the contract. So everything's done actually through Hex's contract. We're using Hex's staking mechanic itself just because it's built so well. Now, other projects I can't really comment much on. I've seen now the problem here with other projects is they'll have a staking mechanic where it's all locked away, and there's always little caveats where the creator founder may have keys. So even though it works great at any point,
they can get ruffled, right?
It can just disappear, and that's it. It's just gone.
Well, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah. So with Hex though, it's had 2 audits, one economic audit and one normal audit, and both very thorough, and it just came back great. And there's been masterminds out there that have read the code through and through and can confirm there's no keys, there's no exploits or anything like that. So that's what I would say.
What is the name of your token?
Superstake.
So it's the same as the name of the project, Superstake.
Yep.
So you said that you don't need to hold Superstake to benefit from it, because that's for me. Like I met with 2 different projects, no, 3 actually, and they usually say that, and I'm like, why? I'm trying to understand. And I asked you this before. Why would you create a token that you don't, like people don't need to get it, right? Can you explain a little bit that?
Well, I think there might be a misunderstanding. So by holding the token, and just a little technical, if you hold 5,555 tokens, at that point, that's when you'll be eligible to receive reflections. So you'll be part of the 1% that's coming out every 60 days, and then part of the daily reflections that are based off volume. As far as not holding it, there will be people trading. And that's what we want too. We want people trading it because it builds volume. So that's based off purely speculation of the price itself. But I think the problem with coins that you might be thinking of or talking about is that they are trying to earn people yield as well as speculation on their price. They think are going to go up at the same time. Where with ours, everything's based on a separate asset. So it's based on Hex alone. It's not. We're not going to be. You're not going to be getting rewards or reflections yield back in Superstake. It's going to be in a separate asset, Hex, which is currently a top 10. It's in the top 10 assets on CoinMarketCap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, did you also some of these other tokens? Like I was saying, you have to interact with their website and stuff too, and we're just interacting with the Hex contract. There's no website that could go down, or even if the internet went off for like say a year, and then you you're still, if you're, or it's not a year, excuse me, for 30 days while we had the token staked, um, the contract would still be, at the end of that term, would still know the number of tokens to inflate to give back to us, I believe, even
No,
if there
wow.
was no internet
Yeah,
access. Yeah.
a little extreme, but yeah. So we have there's nothing we can do outside after launch. There's nothing that we can do to affect the price,
Okay.
affect the way that
Somebody,
the contracts works.
yeah, give me a second. DJ Angel, what exchange has it? This is not an exchange thing. Remember, we're talking about DeFi, decentralized.
Finance,
So if
yeah.
people wanna, so when is your project going live? If people want to get this token, where do they need to go? Because somebody's asking here. Yeah, go ahead.
So as far as when it's launching, we don't have an exact date set. We're hoping within the next 2 weeks. So it's going to be definitely shorter than later. As far as where you can go, I would say first off, go to superstake.win. I actually have it listed in my little title there. And right now we're holding a sacrifice. This is well, actually, I don't want to dive too deep into that. But basically, once we do launch, this is where decentralized exchanges or DEXs, as you might hear them, like Pancake Swap. Well, that's for BNB, but anyway,
KuCoin,
yeah,
PancakeSwap, Uniswap, yeah,
Uniswap.
CyberSwap.
So Uniswap would be where you would want to, that would probably be the easiest place to pick up our coin. And you can get through there through MetaMask, Trust Wallet, any of those wallets out there.
And you had to buy Hex, right? You had to buy Hex.
No.
What do you,
so no,
what do you buy?
won't.
You buy just Superstake and then
Just Superstake. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then
Good.
Well, I was just gonna say,
a little bit about the 1% thing of the wallet? So can you
kind
deepen a little bit there? So explain, like, give an example of, so that people understand why is that big, because it's like it's not like people might have think it's just 1%, just a percent, but not 1% of a wallet.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay, so in normal crypto projects, basically, you never know. You could say you want to get a friend in. You never know if next week that coin's still going to exist. Unfortunately, something could happen, whatever it may be. Price goes to zero, and that's that. Now, with what we have here, this so the mechanic I was saying earlier, where 2.5% yield from every buy is going into a staking pool. Now, every 60 days, this pool, as it's growing, it is going to release 1%. Now, this 1%, say if is based off, it's all Hex that's in this pool. So say Hex does a 10x or 1,000% increase. At that point, everything in that pool as well did a 10x too. So even though, say, we had $100,000 in that pool, at that point, if it did a 10x in 1 month, even now there's $1 million in that pool. And that pool is originally it was paying out just $1,000, is now paying out $10,000 in that 60-day period. Well, at the end of that 60-day period. And this is just going to be every 60 days. So every 60 days at the very end, on the 60th day, it's going to end stake, release 1%, and then it's going to take that 2.5% received throughout the past 60 days and combine it with the remaining value after that 1% was taken out. And then it's going to restake for another 60 days. And it's just going to keep doing this over and over and forever. As long as the contract's up, it's going to keep doing that. So basically, this is going to keep growing. It's just going to keep growing over time, because not only say that volume dies on Superstake and nobody's trading it. At the end of the day, with Hex and the staking contract that we're using, it's still earning 1.7% roughly. That's what it is right now. Yield every 60 days. So even that we're paying out 1%, there's still 0.7% there that is being accumulated inside of that wallet. So that's how we continue growth, and it's just going to keep expanding. So even though if you start at say 100,000 inside of it, you know, within 2 years it could be X amount. Within 3 years it could be X amount. But the point of it is to always keep it growing. And then there, you know, I don't want to go too deep, but there are other ways that we're going to be getting money into, well, getting more hex into that wallet as well. So it's not just going to be growing by just 0.7%. It'll be hopefully growing more than that.
Wow. And that point, you know, the percentage that you said is just in 1 month. You said 2 months, right? 60
2
days. The
months.
60 days that is locked, right?
Yep.
Okay. But it's still,
That,
but basically you're still using your wallet, and you're still in control of that.
you're in control of everything. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I
So
think that's something that you need to like deepen in that specific thing, because that's one thing that CeFi is just cool, right?
no, yeah. So like with you know, like with Coinbase or Binance or anything like that, obviously all your funds are on there. Now with DeFi and then also with Superstake, all of your funds are in your wallet that you created, that you know the password to, that you can access from anywhere, that nobody else has any access to because you have your keys. You know, not you might hear this in the space a lot, not your keys, not your crypto.
Coins, yeah.
And that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
how centralized finance is, unfortunately. But yeah, with ours, just by holding that super stake, you know, 5,555, just by holding that, you're going to see hex start appearing in your wallet as well. And that hex, again, you know, it's a top 10 cryptocurrency that you can do whatever you like with. We are urging people, I would urge people to build that up, accumulate a good amount of it, and stake it yourselves so that you can see the benefits. But yeah, everything's just going to go directly into your wallet. You have full control of it. Can't be taken out, taken back. Yeah, so that's why I love DeFi, honestly.
Okay. And there will not be any commingling of funds, right?
No.
And I say that because in the CeFi we have that problem, right, where they over leverage or go and mix the customers you know, money with the exchanges money or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
The slippage fee, are you guys putting any slippage fee on top of whatever the Uniswap is going to put? That's another thing, because that's a one thing that is like a little bit crazy in the DeFi space. How's that going to work when it comes to the slippage fees in you know, with your project?
Well, so we have no taxes.
Yeah,
no taxes whatsoever. So there's no fees or anything like that on Superstake's behalf.
Wow. Well,
And then as far as
big.
yeah. So that's really our most unique part. If you have any users watching that have seen other reflection tokens, is that they're always tax. Usually it's taxes. That's how you're receiving the reflections. You buy 100 tokens, you actually only get 95 tokens, or you know, X amount, and then the rest is split between the holders or founders or marketing wallet, whatever it may be. With ours, there's absolutely no tax. This is done through, like I was saying, the inflation and deflation. Now, as far as deflation goes, you know, I originally spoke of the inflation. So on buys, we do the 7.5%. Now, on sells, we actually do a 9% burn or deflation of the amount sold. So if you know, if there's 100 coins bought, or I'm sorry, 100 coins sold, that person will receive the value for 100 coins sold. But what we do is we're going to be deflating the supply by 9 tokens at that point out of that 100. And what this does is this actually makes us net deflationary at the end of the day. So you will see our supply slowly decreasing over time.
And shouldn't that raise the price? You know, the price of the token anyway, kind of like a type of burn.
Yeah. I mean, it is a burn. I mean, that's technically what we're doing with those tokens. Is as soon as that sale is complete and that person got away with their 100 tokens, then the 9% that's burned.
And we burn
And then-
that directly from the liquidity pool too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that important that you're burning from the liquidity pool? Can you explain to people?
Well, I would say more so that's what makes it unique, not necessarily important. It's what makes it kind of what allows us to, what allows all of this to happen without doing a tax. And then also as well, I guess it would be, I don't think it would, I'm not quite sure if there's any actual benefit to it, but it's what makes it unique. There's no other coin out there that has done this.
Wargate says, how does that differ from Hex? Because she got here a little bit late. Wargate, basically you buy the Superstake token and then you get Hex reflections. So so it's connected, right? You basically you double dip, right?
Yeah. So this is really, it's to aim at the I guess the reflection community, the tax token community, and kind of get them involved. But as far as it's different in Hex, because with Hex you stake your coins and then you can't touch them, which we love, that we like, we agree with. But we also want there to be an opportunity for people to get their Hex, get liquid Hex through holding the token. And this is how we've come up with that.
Wargate says, there a penalty if I pull out my stake early?
No, but you're not staking yourself. So remember that. The individual is not staking themselves. So there's only going to be one wallet staking, and that's going to be through the contract. No admin keys, nothing like that. And so, but the person themselves, the user, the person who buys Superstake, you can get out at any time, and there's no staking involved, no time locking, no taxes, nothing.
Yeah, you'll have the Superstake in your individual wallet. The contract is going to be staking Hex. You don't have to stake anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that simplifies things a little bit, even though it's DeFi, right? It's still, it's not something that people have to really worry about. They only have to just buy the token, right? And then just wait.
Buy it, hold it. I mean, that's what I would recommend. Of course, no financial advice, nothing of anything we've talked about on here tonight has been financial advice. But yeah, I mean, me personally, I would just hold it and just let the Hex come in. And then with that Hex, you don't have to stake it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can sell it, stake it, send it, transfer it, do whatever you want.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's we're hoping to create something big here in the space, and especially with these tax tokens. I mean, that's the biggest thing to watch. One of the bigger ones to watch out for in DeFi.
And we really. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, just because of their complexity and the contracts, and when you look at them, it could say that this money is going here and this money is going here, and it's only 5% going out. But then when you really look at it, like with SafeMoon, that was really big in the DeFi space, did almost $1 billion, and I believe close to $1 billion market cap. Yeah, I mean, that alone, there was money going in and out everywhere, being sold, and they were buying boats with it, and it's just ridiculous. So with us, we're going to have all the wallets, the liquidity pools, all the main wallets that need to be known, and the liquidity pools, all of that. We'll list all the addresses on our website to make sure
so people can check it. It's kind of like a type of audit, right?
Exactly.
That's good. That's
Do your own
transparency. Yeah. Somebody asked, does the Superstake wrap the Hex coin? You guys wrap it? You peg it or something? I don't know.
No, not at all. So the actual value behind the value of Superstake itself has no correlation to the value of Hex. Besides, obviously, we're going to be paying that in reflection. So, but outside of that, the price of Superstake has no parity with Hex.
Did that answer the question? Okay. That was anyway. That's
You
I think that
mentioned
was an interesting question. Go ahead, Iceman.
you mentioned about an audit, and yeah, our contract is actually going to be audited by a company called Block Solutions too.
Oh, that's important. That's
Oh yeah.
important. Just to be sure that everything is like copacetic, right?
Hmm.
All the P's and Q's and everything, right? Yeah, that's important because there's a lot of pump and dump projects in DeFi. But because you guys are doing inflation and deflation, I wouldn't worry about that either. No, the contracts are smart contract, right? Because it's not an FT base, right? It's not gonna
Yeah, it's a
be
No,
smart
no, no
contract.
NF,
Yeah.
yeah, no
a smart
NFT.
contract
Yep.
work. Like, yeah. Are you guys gonna bring anything else in the future that you're gonna that you might not have at the beginning of the project?
Well, so that's interesting. I mean, there's a lot of ideas roaming around, but one thing I will say is our contracts that our developers put together, they're actually very easily implementable with other tokens. So other tokens that have a staking mechanism built within them, just like the same way Hex does. So like
ETH.
Ethereum,
Uh-huh.
exactly. So like Ethereum and the future Pulse chain to be released, who is actually Pulse chain is made by the same developer or the same founder as Hex.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anything with the staking mechanic built into it, technically we would be able to implement Superstake. And then we would be able to have the same inflation, deflation, and the staking mechanism and all of that. So that's something that we definitely look forward to in the future. As far as being built on top of it, from what our developer says and what we've talked about, there's definitely a few things that can be built on top, but we don't have anything specific at the moment that we would announce.
Okay. So what layer solution are you guys? Layer zero. What are you?
I mean, that would, I mean, as far as like layers goes, it would be layer one. There's
Okay,
no,
layer one.
yeah, we have no interaction with the contract after it's released, once it's launched.
And
Yeah.
that's important because the more layers, the more problems it can bring. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the things talking about that, usually bridges is what they use to get into hacking. So what security measures are you going to have for your project? That's what I was going to segue because that's important, right? Because you can have money, right? But how are you protecting your pools and all the other stuff? Yeah, you have a audit, but what about the security aspect of it?
Well, that would basically all be done, I believe, through Uniswap. This is more of so a developer, kind of a deeper developer question. But I'd say it would be the security of Uniswap itself, because that's where everything's going to be ran through, all the routing of the LP, the liquidity pools, and all of that. It's all going to be handled through Uniswap. All the trades from Superstake to Hex, or Ethereum to Hex, or I'm sorry, Ethereum to Hex, because basically, again, with that 7.5% that's being minted or inflated on every buy, basically the Hex, or I'm sorry, the Superstake is then going to be sold for Ethereum, and then the Ethereum for Hex, and this is all going to be performed through Uniswap. So at that point, all security measures, it's all based off of what Uniswap security.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the good things about this contract and this concept or this project, is that everything is based off of things that have shown they work, and they're kind of the big dogs in the space. So, and if Uniswap were to fail or have a security issue, then I mean that would be quite a big problem.
That's what I was gonna go. How you know it? It's like you knew I was gonna go. So are you guys gonna bring any besides Uniswap? Are you gonna use PancakeSwap and any other swap just in case to have a backup?
Well,
right?
So yeah, so PancakeSwap is actually for BSC, the Binance Smart Chain, and we're going to be on the Ethereum blockchain. So we're going to be, everything's through Ethereum. So our developer did put in well, he's actually working on a or implementing, I guess you'd say, um, something to automate that, where if say for whatever reason Uniswap were to go down, or
Mhm.
Uniswap wouldn't be the main DEX that we'd be using anymore, then there is something in place to fix that. But as far as technical goes, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I
I
don't
don't
want the
want to
technical
butcher his
aspect of
work.
it. I'm just asking,
Yeah, there's something in place.
Okay, that's good. That's
Definitely.
good
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
know. That's good to know because, like I said when I met you with you guys, it's like I'm the person that is what if, right?
Oh, same here. No,
It's just
I'm
like
with
you
you.
have to have a plan for whatever may happen. And so you say inflate 7 and deflate 9. Is that
Inflates 7.5 and deflates
yeah
9. Yeah.
yeah 7.5. Yeah, somebody just asked.
Yep.
Okay, so wow, that's just like right, it's because I try to listen to it. You listen to something and it's like, wow, there's a lot of really good points of any concerns about JP Morgan being a controlling party in MetaMask. That's a good question.
Mhm.
I mean, as far as the project goes, it would have no effect on it. As far as like crypto itself goes, a little. JP Morgan, that whole family, they've had control of many things throughout history that have not been the best. But yeah, I don't necessarily want to see. I want to see some regulations definitely in crypto, especially to get rid of these rug pulls and stuff like
Mhm,
that, and to make sure stuff like FTX doesn't happen again. Like you stop that before it even happens,
mhm.
because that was, I think, the worst of any of them. But I definitely want to see regulation, but it's just depending on how much and to what
Yeah.
extent.
Exactly,
You know.
regulation,
I
not
mean,
strangulation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
for me personally, I use the Internet Money Wallet because of that. Yep.
Yeah.
So we don't have to use MetaMask. Can we use any
Any wallet.
wallets like Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet? Well, that's good to
Yeah.
know because then
Coin
then you don't have to. You're not stuck to one thing, right?
Coinbase, is that layer one? Coinbase wallet? Because I know like Coinbase itself, you won't be able to use obviously, but
Uh,
Coinbase wallet, would that work?
Coinbase wallets like MetaMask, or I
Okay,
just use
same
the
thing.
Internet Money Wallet personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can receive these reflections, the hex reflections, anywhere, and any wallet that you hold,
Yep.
that you like to use, I should say, as long as it supports Ethereum tokens.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yep.
Would you bill out to anything other than ERC20 tokens? I imagine
Yeah.
not, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the question? You
Yeah.
Would
can
you
ask.
bill anything other? Would you bill in anything other than the ERC20 tokens?
I don't know. I mean, I I use the BSC side as well. I enjoy it. It's very cheap
Me too.
fees. You know.
Well, we're going to use PRC20s also because we're going to be on Pulse Chain.
Yeah. So I
And
think once
yeah,
people learn more about Pulse Chain, I think the BSC side won't be as there won't be as much volume over there, because basically Pulse Chain that's coming out soon, that is going to kind of fix the high fees with Ethereum. So it's going to fork over. It's actually the largest
Mhm.
airdrop. It's going to be the largest airdrop in the history of crypto, but it's going to fork over um, all ERC20s onto this new chain.
Mhm.
And they're going to have lower fees, lower gas fees, and it's actually going to be a little bit faster from what we're being told. And so far, it's on testnet. It's on its V2 right now, and V3 should be coming out soon, and it runs great. So that's kind of where we're aiming at next. And the cool thing is about Superstake on Ethereum is that by holding it, you're actually going to get a copy of it on Pulse Chain as well once Pulse Chain releases.
Oh,
Now
wow.
we're not sure of the exact time that it's going to be released, but yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. So again, guys, superstake.win win.
yep.
Um, and if anybody has any questions, just send me messages. I'll ask that question. Give me a second. It's a market war. Just DM me question. What's your plan for marketing Superstake?
So that's a good one. So all right. So as far as marketing goes, we'll shill it, we'll do what we can.
Mm-hmm.
As far as putting, as far as security, we can't put out money and start putting out advertisements for it, but other entities can. So as far as like when you think about the SEC, you got to be safe. We all got to be safe. So yeah, so we definitely will be showing it, and we'll be doing what we can to get the word out for it, and just keep doing podcast or streams like yours. And basically, you start from the bottom and work your way up.
And we have a pretty active community, so I wouldn't be surprised if the community marketed it very heavily.
Yeah, no, definitely. Grassroots, yeah. Yep, definitely. Organic growth. Everything that I do here in TikTok and social media is organic. And so if you have a good product, it will sell itself, right?
Yeah.
And, now, Mark, everything that you said, it seems amazing. So
yeah.
And you guys have a Discord and Telegram?
Iceman, you know the Telegram.
We've got a Telegram. It's Superstake Hex.
Yep.
Is the Telegram channel. We've got a Twitter. It's at Superstake Win. So Superstake and the WIN.
Mm-hmm.
The TikTok is also Superstake Win. And the Instagram is as well. Superstake Win. Yeah.
Okay, and that's all your social media, right? That's the only social media you guys have right now.
We don't have a Discord yet. We've had talks about setting one up.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't set one up as of yet, though. Yeah, but that's in the works. That'll be coming.
Telegram is definitely where you can talk to us directly. And that, I mean, even on Twitter, of course, you can as well. But if you're in Telegram, we're in there all day. I mean, always responding to questions, and that's growing. It's growing very fast now that we're out doing these interviews and about to release. So yeah, come join us over there. We're doing AMA. I think we're going to do one tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to do one.
Tomorrow? Yep, tomorrow. That's right.
So tomorrow.
Where's it going to be?
So that's going to be the T.me Superstake. Is it Superstake Hex, right?
Yeah, Superstake Hex. Yeah.
Yep. So T.me Superstake Hex. And come join the AMA. And the last two that we've done, we did giveaways where we gave away, each time we gave away 10 basically allocations of Superstake, and it's 5,555 tokens. So the minimum needed to receive reflections. Wow. So just come by, take a shot, and see if you can win.
Somebody asked, what are your price predictions for 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years? I guess about the Superstake, right? Or you're talking about Hex specifically? I imagine Superstake.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't speculate on price at all. That wouldn't be noble of me. It wouldn't be right.
We just, again, it's speculation. Emphasis on speculation. We can't really. I mean, it's one of those things, guys. It's just, we have to be careful with that. Right?
That's the thing, and you want someone who's going to tell you that, like I am. You don't. I mean, if you have a guy that's telling you, oh, it could be 10,000, could be this. He doesn't understand the laws. He doesn't eat and breathe this all day and understand what he can say and what he can't say. So that's the kind of stuff you got to watch out for.
Exactly. And none of us are financial advisors. So
exactly.
So that's why we have to be careful. That's why when people ask me, I just usually say no. And when people ask me, what do you buy? I never say buy this. I never. Because we're just passing information. This is an AMA. You decide, you do your own research, and you can actually decide to get it or not to get it, right? It's up to you. And you got all the information that you need. You got the people where you can connect with those people in Telegram. And and ask me any questions because I can pass it along to Iceman or Kyle. But thank you guys for coming. Any last messages before we go?
So again, Superstake.win is our website. If you go on there, we do have a white paper on there as well. They'll, go into a little bit more detail about what we've created, and also just the philosophy behind our project and what we are hoping to accomplish. But other than that, thank you for having us on. I really appreciate it.
I want to give a shout out to DG, our web dev, and then to Marks and Coin Knight, who originally came up with the idea that was Superstake. Yep.
See, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming. We appreciate that. Let's maybe in a couple of months, once you guys are released, you can give us can come back and give us an update of what's happening. And
that'd be great.
I like to keep abreast of what's happening everywhere.
How do you feel about DeFi now?
Well, the more that I actually, the more in contact with good projects, the more hope that I have. And so again, we're going to have a mastermind in May, but the mastermind November is going to be DeFi, and I hope that we can have all of you guys there to talk about your projects in November.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a virtual mastermind and hybrid event in the metaverse, because we're starting to move some people into the metaverse, internet browser metaverse, not Oculus, so that everybody can actually join us. Right?
Nice.
Yeah. That's
somebody said thankful and grateful for you all. Thank you so much, War. So you guys are appreciated, and well, thank you guys. And this is Crypto Rican Queen with Iceman and Kyle, bridging the gap from the rich to the poor. See you guys later, and peace.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye now.
Nice. And you guys heard it. Go and check out superstake.win. Again, I'm not shilling it. All I want is for you to have information. And if anybody is interested, please subscribe to my Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're watching me. I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions about anything, let us know. I teach trading, CFI or DeFi, even though I like CFI better. But we always, actually not true, because I'm moving more into DeFi because of the things that I've seen in CFI that I don't like, and the control that they have with your money is not good. So in that aspect of self-custody, DeFi wins, anytime. So take care, guys, and peace.